Senator Rob Portman, a Republican, about all of this. And poor Senator Portman is stuck back in Washington while I get to enjoy his beautiful state here right along Lake Erie. It's good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming on. I don't know if you've given President Trump any suggestions on what to do or maybe what not to do tonight, have you?
Well, Conall, first, I am very jealous of you being at Geneva. Are you at Geneva on the lake? Are you actually out on Lake Erie?
Yes, Geneva
on
the lake.
I am stuck here in Washington.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah, we're voting here on the continuing resolution to keep government open, so I have to be here. Otherwise, I would be with you. I'm there in spirit. No, look, I think President Trump will do well. I also think that it's been missed by some that Vice President Biden is a pretty good debater. I mean, you saw his debate performance against Paul Ryan, where he was widely viewed as, having done a good job and won that debate. Same with Sarah Palin, where he was viewed by all the commentators having won the debate. So this guy's spent 47 years in public service and had a lot of debates. So I think, this notion that somehow he's going to come out on the stage and be unable to hold his own is not accurate. So we'll see. I think it'll be an interesting night, no matter what.
He hasn't been pressed too much, though, Senator, as you know, and that's been the criticism from Republicans that, whether it be not making yourself available to questions from the media or not sitting down for quote-unquote tough interviews. He will be tonight, so will President Trump, by Chris Wallace, the moderator. But if you had to come up with a question or two for the former vice president, what would it be? Where do you think Biden needs to be pressed this evening? Well,
I think you're absolutely right. I think the media has been less tough on him than they have been on President Trump, and so he hasn't had tough questions. Even when he's in a press conference, they seem to pull back on some of the tougher questions. So here's the big difference between these two guys. One's been in public office, as I said, for 47 years, and has much less to show for what 47 years of hard work should result in. Whereas President Trump's been there briefly, and in that time managed to take the economy from really the doldrums. It was really a flat economy to one of the best economies we've had in generations. And if you think about it, as recently as February, we had 19 straight months of wage increases of 3% or more. Most of that benefit, by the way, going to lower and middle income workers, exactly what you would want to see. We had unemployment at historic lows for many groups, including women, blacks, Hispanics. So we had a lot of great things going, and we can get back to that again. But if we do raise taxes and we do put in higher regulations and we do stop America's energy revolution, that's going to hurt people's ability to see those wage increases and to be able to see that unemployment be so low. So I think that's really the key question for me is how is President Trump going to prosecute that? How's he going to talk about his record? And what's Vice President Biden going to say when he's asked, are you going to raise taxes? Because he certainly is. He said that openly. And what impact's that going to have on the economy? And what are you going to do in terms of higher regulations and all the things that have made it more difficult to give people hope and opportunity? So I think that's the big issue, Conall.
Fair enough. The economic message from the president resonated in this area, I know, last time around. Ashtabula County, I was looking at the numbers where we are in Ohio, was really interesting because it went for the Democrats, 88 through 2012 every year. And then not only did it flip red last time, the president won it easily, just about 60-40. And this time, the polling shows that even though President Trump won in the state of Ohio, again, by a fairly comfortable margin in this county and statewide last time, Joe Biden in the last Fox poll was actually up 5 points, and most of that was driven by support for women voters, many unhappy with the president's handling of the virus. A long way of asking is Ohio a battleground again? Is it in play again for this election, Senator?
Well, I think Ohio's always a battleground, always considered a swing state, and anybody that doesn't consider it does so at their own peril. But I think President Trump is on track to win again, and I say that because he has accomplished a lot, not just for our country, but for Ohio. He's brought back manufacturing jobs. We had a great event at the White House yesterday where the folks from Lordstown Motors came and brought their electric pickup truck that is creating new jobs and opportunity in Mahoning Valley, which is the Youngstown area. But there are also several other companies that have now set up shop there. And so we are seeing more jobs coming back to this country, partly because of the changes in tax laws and regulations and energy. So I think that's what people will look at. The other issue is trade. And there, Coney, we have a very interesting situation where Vice President Biden was someone who was not willing to take on China, both when he was vice president and in the Senate, whereas President Trump, as you know, has been very tough on China. that is something that is very important in Northeast Ohio because they see that China has not played by the rules and has therefore taken away some of our jobs, particularly manufacturing jobs. And then finally, the USMCA, which is the new NAFTA, is much better for our area, including Northeast Ohio, including right where you are, where we make a little cheese and some dairy. That's all benefited from USMCA. So I think trade also plays into this. And as that message gets out there, I think he'll do well again in Ohio.
It was a big one last time. I'm out of time, Senator. I want to squeeze in a quick comment, if you can keep the answers short, on Amy Coney Barrett, when you plan to meet with her in the Supreme Court confirmation process and how you see this timing of confirmation working out.
Yeah, I think it'll probably end up working out that she's voted on before the election, but there will be a thorough and fair process, and there should be, and there's time for that. My understanding is she's meeting with senators right now. I've requested a meeting. I've been told that's going to happen. I'm not sure when, but it'll happen in the next few weeks. And then she'll also have the opportunity to go through at least 4 days, I'm told, at the Judiciary Committee, where members will have plenty of time to raise their concerns, ask questions, and she'll have a chance to explain who she is.
Sure.
And so far, she looks like a very impressive candidate.
Senator, thank you. Next time we meet, hopefully it is here in your state
Connell.
of Ohio.
I would enjoy that.
A good time today, Senator Portman.
Yeah, have fun. Spend lots of money. Spend lots of money in Ohio.
We will.
We
will.
Take care.
Melissa.